All right, it's exactly 4 p.m. here in Nairobi. Welcome to News Now, where we tell you all those stories that have been making headlines so far. My name is Hibaq. To start us off, High Court Judge Alexander Muteti has ordered that the case over the 2012 killing of Agnes Wanjiru by a British soldier be mentioned on December the 16th. The DPP told the court that the suspect, a British national, has been arrested and is being held by UK authorities pending extradition. Further, the DPP said UK courts will handle the case management on December 9th, after which the DPP will update the High Court on the progress of extradition. Agnes Wanjiru's family welcomed the update, praising the cooperation between Kenya and the UK, but noted that extradition is often slow and procedural.
Counsel for the prosecution, this court will grant a mention date for 16th of December 2025 so that the court can be updated on the progress in the extradition matter that is being undertaken in the UK. So thank you, Ms. Gikui, and your office. Follow up on the matter. I think we are in a good space now. Thank you. See you on 16th of December.
Today we had come to the High Court before Honorable Justice Muteti so that we could be informed by the prosecution what is transpiring in the matter regarding extradition proceedings which are now in UK. We have been informed officially that the suspect was arrested and he is in custody in UK. We are saying this, that the wrong hand of justice has finally gotten up with the...
Right. Busia Senator Okiya Omtata has filed a High Court petition challenging the legality of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission's National Tallying Center, arguing that its operations are unconstitutional and undermine electoral integrity. Now, in his petition, Omtata argues that Articles 86 and 138 of the Constitution provide a transparent framework for presidential elections, requiring votes to be counted at polling stations, collected at the constituency level, and promptly declared by returning officers. He faults Section 39 of the Elections Act, which introduced national-level verification and tallying, saying it contradicts constitutional provisions and unlawfully expands IEBC's powers. According to him, the National Tallying Center creates room for confusion, duplication, and possible manipulation of results. The petition seeks judicial interpretation of Section 39 and a determination on whether IEBC's conduct at the National Tallying Center violates the constitutional scheme for presidential elections. And junior secondary schools intern teachers across the country have launched nationwide protests demanding that the government absorbs them into permanent employment before January next year. Speaking to journalists in Nairobi, the teachers insisted that the government must offer them permanent jobs and dismissed President William Ruto's remarks, claiming they were on a 2-year contract, an assertion they strongly dispute. The teachers are demanding better pay, permanent and pensionable terms, and access to health insurance. They have vowed to continue protesting until the government addresses their concerns.
The reason as to why we are on this road today is to make the government aware that we need to be assured and given an assurance by being given a letter to sign, an advert and a letter to sign PNP, so that we are assured that come January we shall enjoy all other benefits that are enjoyed by the permanent and the pensionable teachers.
I want to say that teachers are depressed, they are full of problems. Their minds are full of bloopers, they are full of discombobulations, they are full of boo-boos. In short, they are full of confusion.
Teachers of this country have come today to visit the TSC and hand over our petition here, which has a lot of concerns that teachers need to be confirmed.
Now, Roots Party leader and opposition figures, including Shakila Mohammed and George Wajakoya, have endorsed DCP candidate Stanley Kenga in the Magarini by-election. The campaign stop in Mambrui village, Kilifi County, also featured Nyali MP Mohammed Ali, local officials and businessman Omar Mushamu, believed to be Kenga's main financier. Kenga, former MCA and Deputy Speaker of the Kilifi County Assembly, previously lost to ODM's Harrison Kombe before the Supreme Court nullified that election.
Hiki kiti ikiwa tutakipoteza, basi mjue mmepoteza haki yenu, ambaye kijana wenu walienda kotini akaitetea na akasimama kidete kusema mimi sitahongwa, sitaki pesa, nataka haki ya watu wa Magarini ambao nyinyi Mambrui mkiwa hapo ndani.
Niko katika kinyang'anyiro na uamuzi wa busara ni wenu. Tumeshirikiana na nyinyi kwa hali na mali. Ni wakati mtulize akili, mchague kiongozi ambaye ataendeleza maslahi yenu kuanzia tarehe 27.
Now, Kenya and Malaysia have strengthened diplomatic and economic ties following President William Ruto's hosting of Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim in Nairobi, where he received full state honors before holding bilateral talks. The two leaders witnessed the signing of MOUs on tourism, city development, trade and air services, moves expected to ease Kenya exports and enhance connectivity. They also agreed to cooperate on affordable housing, the digital economy, STEM education, and higher education partnerships.
And I'm therefore, on behalf of my colleagues in Malaysia and the people of Malaysia, not only in expressing my profound thanks to you, but to assure you that we will have to execute this. And I've given my assurance that prior to your visit, which is not going to be too late, maybe early next year.
In our discussions, we agreed that Malaysia will explore partnerships and investments across our key priority areas, including collaboration in STEM and in research and matters education. And I want to commend you, Mr. Prime Minister, that you will be meeting with some of our education stakeholders later today as part of our human capital development.
Right. Now, Kenya and Malaysia have entered a new phase of cooperation after signing a framework to expand collaboration in education, science, and technology. Driven by Kenya's Ministry of Education, the agreement will allow Kenyan university students to transition more easily into Malaysian institutions while promoting academic mobility and capacity building initiatives. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Hogamba says the partnership is expected to elevate the quality of higher learning and address global challenges, including research gaps, climate change, and youth unemployment. Several MOUs between universities in both countries will fast-track student and faculty exchanges. Malaysia's Prime Minister emphasized that the partnership will strengthen shared values and governance through quality education.
This memorandum of understanding will form a solid framework to guide our partnership in areas such as academic mobility, joint research, scholarships, and capacity building.
This is a partnership. And as you realize, and we share these values, which is very close to the aspirations of Kenyans and Africans. The education is not just a matter of assimilation of knowledge. It's not a matter of acquisition of knowledge, but the dissemination of truth. So it is strongly embedded in values.
And former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has publicly declared that his key political mission is to challenge and remove President William Ruto from power, issuing sharp criticism of the national government. Speaking during an interview with Ma community media outlets, Gachagua argued that the Ruto administration has failed to deliver on its promises over the last 3 years, claiming Kenyans have lost trust in national leadership. He also cautioned Narok Governor Patrick Ntutu to respect the rights of voters, insisting citizens must be allowed to choose leaders without intimidation. Gachagua further warned the government against what he termed interference in the Magarini by-election and accused several leaders, including National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula, of contributing to political unrest.
Katika Narok, katika Kajiado, katika Samburu, hakuna hata development hata moja amefanya. Sasa kwenda pale bunge kudanganya wa Kenya ati kuna mambo atafanya ati akipewa nafasi ati Kenya ikuwe kama Singapore. Kila mtu anajua ni uongo. Na ndio sisi hatushughuliki kwa sababu kama within 3 years hakuna kitu umefanya hata moja. Ile umefanya ni kuharibu na kuua watoto na kusema watoto wapigwe risasi kwa mguu. Hiyo ndio kazi pekee yake amefanya, kuua watoto, kuteka hao nyara. Watu ya Narok ndio wenye kuamua MCA hao ni nani. Wataamuka, wapige kura, ihesabiwe. Na nimwambie hiyo ni doto kusema ati Maskone hatatangazwa. Na watu ya Narok watalinda hiyo kura. Na kama Ntutu anataka kuchoma Narok, ajaribu hiyo maneno anataka kufanya. Wakenya hawataki mambo ya fujo. Wakenya wanataka wapewe nafasi, wachague ile mtu wanataka. Hii maneno ya fujo hawezi peleka taifa yetu mbele. Na mimi ningeambia Ruto na watu yake, please stop violence.
The Thabo Mbeki Foundation now says that the recent Tanzania election lacked a legitimate government. The foundation and a former South African president cited cases of violence, fraud, and described the polls as a stolen democratic will. They are now calling for an urgent national dialogue to restore justice and unity in the East African country. The chief executive officer of the foundation, Max Bokwana, says both the SADC and AU observers assert that the presidential and parliamentary results announced by the Independent National Electoral Commission are not a true reflection of the will of the Tanzanian people. Right, and that concludes our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for joining. My name is Hibaq Said.